Good as we get it, right? All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Chakodash. We'd like to give double honors to our elders and apostles at Great Millstone that do move well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect of the 1/3, and Lord's will this will be edifying to the sincere sheep of Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Baha, Rachat, Kodash. All right, and this is Biblical Current Events, Volume 19. I'm the brother Kabar, and I got the brother Kardazah.
Shalom.
And the Wadi Abashim Al Shai. So pretty much in the spirit, we come together on Friday, which is the day before camp. The Saturday, that will be tomorrow, and pretty much pull up a compilation of information and filter it with the scriptures pertaining to prophecy. You know, or ultimately we're just rolling in the spirit. Okay, and actually, let's get that in Revelations 19. Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. You know, and that's really the spirit we're supposed to be in, outside of our, the righteous characteristics that we put on through the Holy Spirit, of course, which is found throughout the scriptures, what Apostle Paul speaks about in Ephesians and so on. But within also of that, we have a job to do, all right, and that's to prophesize. You want to read that?
Mm-hmm. Revelation 19 and verse 10, and it says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not."
Right, because I was an angel. If you're not familiar with the context, this is John receiving visions on the island of Patmos. But in this in particular time, he's speaking with an angel. All right, the angel said, "Hey, don't fall and worship me," because the angels work for the Most High too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and it says, "I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Most High Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy."
Is the spirit of prophecy. So we're supposed to be in the spirit of prophecy. And can you get 1 Corinthians 14? It's like 20, 21, or 22. It's one of my favorites. And we're in the spirit of prophecy, ultimately for those that believe. Okay, because we do prophesize unto the wind. All right, we do prophesize and warn the Gentiles. But ultimately, these lessons are more directed toward the believers. Okay, the body. You know. You found it, brother?
Yep.
Okay.
1 Corinthians 14 and 22. "Wherefore tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not. But prophesying serveth not for them that believe not, but for them which believe."
Right. So prophesizing is for them which believe. So like, if you want to read it again, I was just pulling up the comment board, just in case.
1 Corinthians 14 and 22. "Wherefore tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not."
Yeah.
But prophesying,
because those that believe not, like tongue speaking about in other languages, like in the book of Acts, the first sign of the Holy Spirit was the power to speak in the other language. So that was for the non-believers, if you will, for them to be like, wow, this is it.
Yep.
But we're what? Keep reading.
And it says, "But prophesying serveth not for them that believe not."
Yep. Prophesizing serve not, which them that believe not. So if the Spirit has us going to the MOTB, the Spirit has us going to nukes. People don't believe the nukes. You heard that one, right?
Yeah.
People don't believe the nukes now. We've been going into Babylon. People don't believe that's Vatican, or that it's the Vatican. Excuse me, saying that's Vatican, and then many other prophecies. You know, they don't believe that. So we're not here to read these prophecies for the non-believers, but what
it says, "But for them which believe."
There you go. So for any of you that are watching, if you believe the MOTB, okay, is the RFID, you believe Esau is Edom, all right, the so-called white man and woman coming from the Caucasus, right, and once used to live in Mount Seir. If you believe the 12 tribes chart, all right, then this is for you. This is directed to you, you see, because we're in that true hour where we're not just here for debating and, you know, like now we're in a time of somebody comes up. There's times people have came to our camp where we didn't even entertain them. And it's not like they just stood around, but through the Spirit, we kind of jujitsu the situation so we could continue to just edify. You know, that's what we want to do. We want to push edify. That's the Spirit the Lord's pushing on us is to push prophecy out, push edification out, push out jewels and things that will help us in our day-to-day and continuing on, you know. So that's what these lessons really in the Spirit are derived around. I'm going to pull up a couple of platforms. Do you have a precept, brother?
Oh, no.
Okay. Yeah, well, you had that one. That article, you want to go into?
Oh, yes.
Because the Spirit also has us kind of touch on why we're prophesizing, which you really shouldn't have a notion of why are they prophesizing, because that's what this is about. When Yahweh Shai was on the scene, he prophesied. He said, "Tell them repent, the kingdom is nigh." Is that not prophesizing?
That's probably
He's telling you of something that's getting ready to come to pass before it happens. That's literally the term of prophecy. To the 12 tribes scattered abroad, that's prophecy. I should give you power to the ends of the earth. That's prophecy. Go and preach the gospel beginning at Jerusalem and to all nations. That's prophecy.
That's right.
But we can go right into that one if you want. I'm just pulling up some stuff.
I got this one right here, newsbreak.com, and it says, you want this one, right?
The China one? What do you got? No, yeah. The one with us?
I got that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go over this.
So right here on newsbreak.com, and this right here, basically newsbreak.com, it tells us all the news going on here in our city of Rochester, New York.
Yeah, and outside too.
Right.
But it because we're in specifically Rochester, it gives us literally like minute to minute
everything.
Right
here, it says Mayor Lovely Warren declares state of emergency due to ongoing violence in Rochester. And it says Rochester, New York, with less than a month until she leaves office, Rochester Mayor Lovely Warren declared a state of emergency Friday due to rising violence in the city. With 3 homicides on Thursday, Rochester now has 71 so far through 2021, making it the city's deadliest year on record.
Wow! Oh, no day like it. So get that Matthew 24 and what's it 12? The love of many.
Yep.
And then we just had that same article platform early this morning. The same street that we used to teach on, St. Paul and Division, there was a man that was shot and beaten to death, So that's judgment, man. And we had to leave St. Paul and Division because someone was throwing water and like red liquid on us, but the Spirit had it where it didn't touch none of us. It fell on the Cesare Borgia sign, which we ended up throwing away, but we actually had to wipe the dust of our feet with that street. And now there's nothing but judgment over there. The stores that are over there are all boarded up. The life over there is gone. Now we're around the corner, but down the street more. But that street now is a judgment zone, man.
Condemned over there.
Right, it's condemned, exactly. And it says that it'd been better for Sodom and Gomorrah than this city. Right. And that's what you're seeing right now. You're seeing prophecy play out in the world, but we're also seeing it on a city level, a state level, and a country level. You have to understand the city you're in, the mayor, the state, the governor, and ultimately the country and how it's running. You can see politically prophecies playing out. Okay, so as the mayor of this city, Rochester, she's declaring a state of emergency to a record high number of homicides that has never been. Why? Because prophecy. Now that Matthews.
Yep. Say Matthew 24 and verse 12, and it says, and because iniquity shall abound.
Yeah, iniquity shall abound. You have the police now at a shaky all-time high. They don't know if they're coming or going. Or you got the bite, I got the bite, I might get the bite. Every power structure for these cities is crumbling, because you have to understand, you can't just say America. America is United States of America. So each state has cities, has regulations, has laws, has mayors, all right, and has a governor. So they all govern their own state as an individual body. So some states are feeling more pressure from judgment than other states. So we're witnessing how these states are reacting. This woman, when she came by camp too, and not too long after she came by camp, something happened to her and her husband.
Her husband got arrested for I think gun charges, and she got poisoned with like salmonella. See, and we looked her right in the eyes. She drove right by camp, and we looked her right in the eyes, man. Parading around,
interrupting camp. So you're in. So she's getting ready to get out of office. That Esau set her up in, but she's getting ready to get out of office, leaving the next mayor of the city of Rochester to deal with the highest growing homicide that this city's ever faced, because it's judgment. So you're going to start seeing the political parties start scrambling because they really don't have power to fix the the looming problems. All they do is kind of circle around them until their term ends. Now, these people that are being put in office, put as the chief, put as this, they're gonna have to start resigning because they're like, there's my hands are tied. I'm basically Jim Carrey from Dick and Jane. Remember they hired him and they put this nigga on CNN and he's just getting slammed. So that's what's happening because America's structure in itself is falling, man. You know, so let's read that.
Back in Matthew 24 and verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
This is why now police are warning its citizens, don't leave your car running. You can be hijacked. Then they're going to use the car to go on more crime sprees. Shit, we were leaving camp last Saturday and a park that we did a lesson in, there was an abandoned fucking Acura. And it was dug all in the ground, and then the doors were wide open. So Jake's just out here wilding, you know, living it up like a damn Tekashi 6ix9ine video, crashing and leaving it. Remember the Bunyamin spot we ate at? They crashed into that shit. So there's lawlessness out here, man. The American dream you can't have a dream because you daydream, you end up getting robbed. It's like the fucking beginning scene of Ninja Turtles in New York City. Remember the Foot Clan? She turned over
the whole fucking van.
You know?
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Real quick, I'm gonna go into the word code in Matthew 24 and verse 12. Now, if you go into the word code, it says psycho. It literally says psycho.
Beautiful.
You know, so people are gonna, you know, be uncontrollable. You know, a spirit prey with vengeance. You know?
Which being uncontrolled makes me think of this precept. This is 2nd Ezra 5, which there's a lot in this, but this is 2nd Ezra 5 and 10, and it says, and it said, I gotta start at 8. It says, there shall be a confusion also in many places. Right, that's Ecclesiastes 12. Confusion, looking out the windows, it's dark. You don't know the supply chain. You don't know when this inventory is going to come in. Shit, I haven't been able to find forks in like 2 months. You know, remember? I'll come back next week. Hey, there was a time I couldn't find highlighters, you know? And these are, I'm just trying to look for something so I can highlight in the scripts. But you're going to see that on a higher level, you know? So this is the confusion. People are going to need answers, and your political leaders, all right, or state or city funded public servants aren't going to be able to give you an answer. They're going to say, my hands are tied. I don't know what to do. My hands are tied, right? And it says, also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. And when you go into that word monsters, it goes into an omen. So you see women having babies in an unnatural way. You just had that premature baby. You know, you're having conjoined twins, all type. Those are all signs. That's an omen, you know, of destruction. It says, and salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself. And what's that prophecy? Amos 8 and 11. And right now, Amos 8 and 11, wit hiding itself is the Lord doing what? Taking the hearing of the word away. Because right here on Shit Hit the Fan Plan, they want national internet speech regulations so that they can legally censor you into oblivion. That is wit hiding itself, okay? Because the Lord sent his word out. He sent his warning out long enough. You disregarded it, so now he's drawing his hand back, right? And it says, wit hide itself, and understanding would draw itself into a secret chamber. So people aren't going to, the times we're in, the omen of Babylon, Babal being confusion is actually going to be at an all-time high. People are going to get bombed and not know if it was a pocket nuke, a dirty bomb, or a building explosion or a gas pipe. They're not going to know why judgment is befalling, what kind of judgment, who are military, are you police, are you state police, are you federal, are you government official, who are you, a militia? See, they're not going to know what's happening and why it's happening, okay? And it says, and shall be sought of many, right? People are going to crying for wine in the street, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied on earth. Now the word incontinent means not able to control oneself,
Mhm.
and it can even go into not being able to control like your bowels, but also it can go into incontinency, meaning you're not going to be able to control your sexual urges. So people are going to be in an all state of just uncontrollable wild brute beast, judge and kill and live like there's no tomorrow because you wanted your YOLOs. You know, you wanted your one night in Vegas lifestyle. Well, now it's going to come in an all-time high. Okay, and it says incontinency shall be multiplied upon earth. So people are going to be in an uncontrollable like nature. All right, as iniquity is about. This is why the love of many is waxing cold, because they're not in the spirit to consider. They're not in the spirit to think and have compassion upon one or neighbors. All right, this is the Lord pouring out judgment, man. And these videos that are being sent forth, starting with our elders and apostles, learning now in the spirit, trickling down, these videos are soon going to be taken away because what is being said on the video is going to come to pass. So why would I be telling you about the Bills winning the Super Bowl when they already won it?
Mm-hmm.
It's about telling you they're going to win, and then you watch it play out. I'm just using it as an example. You know what I mean? You got something?
You mentioned Amos, whatever quick.
Oh, yeah.
St. Amos 8 and verse 11.
Hey, this is all biblical prophecies,
right,
and current events.
Yep.
Current events are current prophecies.
Compilation.
Yeah. You know?
It's right, a great collection of prophecies.
A great collection. Yeah. And what's the Bible is?
Mm-hmm.
It's a collection of books that are also has prophecy in it.
Right.
Lamentations, mournings, and woes.
Right. St. Amos 8 and verse 11, it says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land."
See, the Lord, not Esau. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The Lord is using Esau to send a famine in the land. Now, the Lord is using Esau to send in more than one famine. He's sending in a physical famine and a spiritual famine that you're seeing through physical action of speaking. Okay? Oral. Auditing, okay? Well, us speaking is us auditing the problems in the earth,
mm-hmm.
and starting with America, you know?
Right. And it says, "Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord." So
the Lord is the Lord is sending a famine of hearing his words. The words of wisdom that's referred to precious as more than precious rubies.
That's right.
And why? Because of Proverbs, they disregard it. So the Lord is sending a famine. He's taking this word away.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord's the one that takes our videos down. The Lord's the one that gets us striped. You know? This is all the doing of Yahweh Shemel Shai.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Proving there ain't no free will.
That's right. And it's verse 12. "And they shall wander from sea to sea,
yeah,
and from the north even to the east."
Yeah, they're going to be like this. You getting Wi-Fi over here? You got a reception? You got anything? Is anything picking up?
Mm-hmm.
Did you find that channel? What was that name? Wait, is this the mark or is it commerce? Oh shit, am I supposed to be next to this white woman, or does that mean I got the mark? See?
Yep.
All that time of these false breakdowns, and you didn't get the true one. Now when it's time for you to actually sit down and say, let me take this seriously, it's going to be too late. And that's the prophecy of the 5 unwise virgins. Okay?
That's right. And it says, "And from the north even to the east, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it."
They're not going to be able to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's going to be a crying of wine in the streets. You know?
Right.
We need this understanding. We need this breakdown. Can you explain this to me? And we can change. You got one going to China?
Yep.
All right, let's go into the prophecy of Revelations. Actually, let's go into Revelations 11 and 14, then jump to Luke.
All right.
Luke 21.
This is Revelation 11 and verse 14.
And it don't matter if you heard this before. You're going to keep hearing it until it comes to pass.
It's a song.
It's a song.
Right.
Okay? What else you want? You want us to change the prophecy?
Mm-hmm.
This is the current prophecies. This is the current issues that have to take place for us to get to the kingdom. If you those that be mindful of scepters and rulers, what does it say? Be occupied in prophecy. Let's get
I
that.
got it right here.
That's the spirit. Grab it.
Sirach 39.
Yep.
In verse 1, it says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High,
Mm-hmm.
and is occupied in the is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies.
Yep, and be occupied in prophecy. So you cared about the law. If you care about the scriptures, if you care about your culture, then you would also care about the future of what's going to happen to your culture and what you got to do to get ultimately to establish the culture. Okay, and that's going to be prophecy. So this is major things that have to happen. Okay, I just wanted to bring that out in the spirit.
Yeah, back in Rev, right?
Yeah.
Back in Rev 11 and verse 14, the second woe is past.
Yep, which is World War II.
Yes, right.
That ended in 1945, which World War II established the Balfour Declaration. It fulfilled the bastard shall be in Ashdod. Okay? It fulfilled that in the land of uprightness, he will do wickedly.
Yep.
He got the land after World War II. The second war was passed, and this mother effer slabbed the Rothschild Boulevard on and whistled in Moe's every fucking certain month to march down.
Eating kosher pig and shit.
Eating kosher pig. Niggas spinning 3 times and doing the fucking Macarena, and now it's clean. You know what I mean?
Madness. That's prophecy, though.
It's prophecy.
And it says, the second woe is past.
World War II.
And behold, the third woe comes quickly.
Now, the war ended in 1945. What year are we in?
So 2021.
So we haven't even been 100 years from the last world war.
Right.
And 100 years is, or 1,000 years is as one day to the Most High. Right. So one day to the Most High, it's been a minute. Like, it's been like a minute. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't been nothing. So this proves the third woe is coming quickly. Okay. Oh, because I'll break it down like this. You finish that?
Yeah.
Let's go to Obadiah 1. And when he says nest among the stars.
Yep.
So 1945 was the second woe. 1948, he set himself in our land. Then in 1969, he so-called went to the moon. And that's when the Lord brought him down. Raising up Elijah, who we know as Abba Bivens, and then which led to the elders and the 7, which led to our elders. And now today, our elders and apostles, and then our brothers. So it all played out perfect. So we want to read that real quick.
Yep. St. Obadiah 1 and verse 4. I'm sorry. Verse
the water for the precept, brother. The water. The brother posted the precept. Ban tam ya ba tha mayam shalom ya bashma shah bashma kakadash brakathum shabbat shalom. Zechariah 9 and 6, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. And now the question is, where's Ashdod? Capital in Israel. See? And it says, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. And now the Philistines are, those that claim to be Philistines now are then Ishmael, man. You know, so confusion all around, you know. And you know what's beautiful too, since we're talking on this topic, which we should, because you had mentioned that article about the 48ers, they're doing war game drills right now. But you know, it's spiritual. Esau's in our land right now, but you know what's dope? Soon he's going to be back in our land, but as servants to us. So that's fire, you know. That's
irony.
The irony. After everything gets ironed out, the irony.
You want that number?
Yeah. Just to make those points.
Back in Obadiah 1 and verse 3. 3 to go to verse 4. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou the clefts of the rock.
Now remember, pride is the first step to depart from the Most High. So Esau is nowhere near linked or worshiping, reverencing the Most High. He actually has a spirit where his God is Satan. Okay, Esau's God is Satan. Like, I'll give you a good example. So the Greek goddess Diana, the month that's for her is August. Now this year in New York State, the governor of New York State was sworn in by the name of Kathy Hochul. She was sworn in August, reverencing the Greek goddess Diana, and they had a ceremony to commence this swearing in. So he does rituals right in front of you, but no, that this is just a meet and greet. But you just swore in a woman in power in the month erected towards a Greek goddess.
Open ritual. It's
an open ritual to the public. So this man, his ways, his how he moves, like you brothers, you may light incense for a specific reason. Well, he represents certain numbers for a specific. See, so he's all geared to the sacrificing of Satan. You know, so you have to understand this guy is completely indulged in the the marriage between him and Satan, man.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy is completely, I'm yours. Take me, I'm yours.
That's his master.
That's his master. Okay, that's why you have master masons. Okay, master chiefs. You know.
That's right. Back in Obadiah 1:3, and it says, "Whose habitation is high, that said in his heart,
Yeah.
who shall bring me down to the ground?"
Yeah, because he has been given the earth. Okay, you got to understand, Esau has been in this mindset since the early 1900s and even before, because the Edomite god name is Quaz. I think we mentioned it before, but he's completely parallel to Yahweh. So he's the complete opposite of Yahweh Basham Shai. That's why they came up with a doctrine called Frankism. Okay, which we could even look it up. Did we go into this before?
Frankism?
Yeah, did we?
Probably not.
Okay, well, I had mentioned, well, I can break it real quick. So in 1666, you had a man named Septimian Sebi, and he declared himself to be Yahweh Shai, right? And then when he died, a man by the name of Jacob Franks rose up, claiming to be the reincarnated version of Septimian Sebi and the patriarch Jacob, and he started a movement called Frankism, which they were told to do everything immorally against the Most High every day. So that's Esau's spirit. His spirit is to be against the Most High every day.
Not a right in him.
He's not. I can even pull up the fun fact, but if you want to read that,
Yep.
you know, spirits. We're just going with the spirit. I know we're going to the China thing, but the spirit's kind of bringing it all out.
Verse 4 says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle,
Yep.
and though thou...
Which the eagle was represented during the Greeks, the eagle was represented during the Romans, and now the eagle is represented during of the Virgin Daughter Babylon, which you know as America. And as a fun fact, when Neil Armstrong, whenever one of them so-called landed on the moon, they said the eagle has landed, and the spacecraft they used was called the Eagle, or something along that line. See?
That's right, man. The Bible is, and that's one thing too. Like the Bible is very undefeated, man. You know, you can't get around it. Verse 4 says, "Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, this might bring thee down, saith the Lord."
But you know, it's funny. The Lord allowed him to set his nest among the stars with his satellites, because that fulfilled the prophecy of Psalms 19. But he didn't allow him to land on what you know as the moon. But he claims to. But him claiming he landed on the moon, him claiming to be us, him claiming to have the Bible, now he's got to be judged with it. Now he's the sinful nation. Now the Lord has a controversy with him. Now the Lord is saying, why bothers reciting my decrees? And look real quick. So if you look up Frankism in Wikipedia, it says Frank rejected religious norms and said his followers were, listen to this, were obligated to transgress as many moral boundaries as possible. So he has a spirit set up to be contrary to Yahweh Basham Shai. The Most High has put in the earth good is set against evil continually. You know, this is why war is taken. The Lord is declaring war on the wicked while using these Gentile nations. You know, these heathen nations. So how beautiful is that?
Actually, you want that in Luke, right?
Yeah, did you finish Obadiah?
Yeah, I finished it.
Okay, yeah, we could jump into that, pull out that article, and pretty much use war to further talk about the judgment that's coming for the wicked. Because it says the wicked shall be cut off. Oh, it says that all liars and murderers shall have their part
that's right.
in the lake of fire.
That's right.
That's Esau, man. Esau, you got front row. You know, you wanted to give Jake front row tickets at the See You on the Other Side concert. Hey, well, you're going to have front row tickets, and we'll see you on the other side too, nigga. You know?
Right.
Let's go into that, though.
This,
I would read Luke first
to
bring the prophecy and then that article. You know what I mean?
Yep. The build-up.
Yep.
This is the book of St. Luke 21 and verse 9. And it says, "But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass."
So the Bible's telling you, you're going to hear a lot about wars and commotions. You're going to hear a lot about rumors. You're going to hear a lot of talks about fighting and disputes and, problems, divisions. That's what the Bible's telling us. So when you're seeing these things, know this is the buildup. These are signs. Now, there goes China again. No, there goes Moab. There goes the mighty man. There goes the weak saying, I'm strong. Okay? Keep going.
And it says, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said unto him, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Yeah.
And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven.
Yeah, you just had like two statewide huge objects fly over America, then disappeared. That was just like last night. You got Russia and Ukraine beefing at the border. And now America's saying if Russia does something to Ukraine, that's going to be a problem. And then Iran is telling Israel if they do something, then they're going to be destroyed. And then you got North Korea and China. They're all fine. This is all beautiful. It's everything, man. This is it. This is what we're supposed to be looking for. So now keep your eye on digital currency. Now keep your eye on the reality chip. Okay, or in the Latin, I believe it means Vera. Okay, so keep your eye on these things. You want to read that article?
Yep. Now, right here's an article on naturalnews.com.
So riots are prophecy, and it's cool. Uproars, but major prophecy is what we need to be waiting for. We need to see, this digital currency spike.
Yeah.
We need to see a push for the implantation. All right, of the implant. We need to see a push more towards that, and it's here. They're putting new codes out. They're putting new regulations down. They're giving laws that they'll give to you if you don't, consent to these codes, comply, obey. Okay, we're witnessing those that live, and we're witnessing the ones against the livers. See, we're living. The dead is trying to get the living, man. Okay. We're witnessing everything playing out on a beautiful level. All right, it's a beautiful movie that's playing out right before our eyes. And when it hits, it's gonna hit hard, man. Right. It's gonna hit hard. The Lord is, he's the ultimate Judite, man. Jake's rough. The Lord's hand is heavy, man.
That's right. Now, right here, back in the article on naturalnews.com, and it says China testing missiles on targets shaped like U.S. warships.
China is testing targets that look like U.S. warships. When Esau gets audited during target practice for shooting targets that look like Israelites, who you think he's aiming for?
Right.
So why is China practicing aiming at U.S. warships? Because they're planning on being the wash pot to eat them. They're going to wash their ass up, man.
Right.
Okay? So you have nations actually training to target specific warships that are designated for the U.S. For Babylon. Jeremiah 51:1. Oh, yeah. Camp round about her.
Gotcha, yep.
They're in preparation for when they camp around her. What's that movie? Red Dawn.
Yeah, Red Dawn.
Wasn't that Moab?
With Bruce Willis.
No, it might have been. No, the one where they invade America.
Oh, fuck.
It's a goodie.
Yeah.
They invade America, and I think it's the Moabites, and they take like a whole city over.
Oh,
and they couldn't do shit. They showed you that in Olympus Has Fallen. Moab came over.
Yeah. White House Down.
White House Down.
Yeah. Yep.
So they're showing you in movies Moab overtaking the White House.
Yep.
Or cities in Babylon. Okay. Let's read that.
Right in your face.
Right in your face.
St. Jeremiah 51 and verse 1. Thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that go in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind.
Right, which that destroying wind was constructed during what? After World War II.
Yep.
See, that's another fun fact that happened after the second war was passed. Was the Fat Man
and Little Boy,
the atomic nukes through the Paperclip Project.
Yep.
The wise men of Teman got divided between the Russians and America. And they all came into an arms race. Okay?
And it said, verse 2, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land.
Yeah, the fanners, the police killings, the supply chain, the restrictions, the mandates, the famines, the earthquakes, the division of states.
Pestilences.
Okay, all these things are fanners that are keeping this flame going. Hey, any of you brothers that have been awoken, within the past, if you got woken up, let's say 3 years ago, 4 years ago, even 5, the flame never stayed lit as long as it has now. Remember back in the, if you would, because we're still young.
Yeah, it would go up, then it would
go down.
Die down.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh shit, I ran, and then out of nowhere, there's no more.
Like,
oh shit, zombie deer.
Yeah.
And, but now
it's keep going.
It's just
it's clockwork.
Yeah, it's a beautiful flame that's kindling. It's kindling.
And it says, "For in the day of trouble, they shall be against her round about."
Yeah. Who? They should be against Babylon. Do you know that they have a satire commercial that someone put together? The production's beautiful. Might I add? I don't know if did you see it yet? That one, it looked real, right?
Yeah.
There's a video going around of Germany putting together a campaign to feed hungry poor Americans. Babylon needs help.
Yeah.
She's sick. She's coughing.
Famine.
She stinks. She ain't looking too good, man. Okay, so that's spiritual. That vibration that's going out, which it went viral because World Star. It went viral on World Star and YouTube. Is putting out the vibration of what we're prophesizing. Mm-hmm. She would have been healed. Take balm. That's them taking balm. Let's set up a plan. Let's set up a food drive. We gotta do this.
Organizations.
Yeah, let's organize and sprinkle a little Al Sharpton on top.
Yeah, man.
Which now Esau don't want black pastors in courtrooms when Esau's being judged amongst his peers. You seen that video?
Oh, Kyle Rittenhouse?
Yeah. The Edomites said, look, we don't need any more black pastors speaking to the judge. And I was like, that's funny.
Oh, wow.
Because they push a prosperity of peace.
They do. Verse 3, against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow.
Oh, who's the first one to bend? Esau.
Yeah.
So now other Edomites and other nations are like, shit, well, we got it too. Mm-hmm. Remember Low Dog, he said, do we have a problem? And the missile said USSR. Yep. That's spiritual, bro. That's spiritual, man.
And it says, and against him that lifted himself up in his brigandine, and spare ye not.
Oh, who lifted up himself in his brigandine? Esau. What's a brigandine? That's military. Mm-hmm. Hey, get ready to start seeing some U.S. embassies overtaken, bombed, and burned. And they were doing that here in America. Seattle, they called it the Chaz zone or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. So you got America on all sides, man. Okay? It's like imagine someone about to get jumped and they're standing there and they got bubble guts. Like you got shit going on inside and all around about you. You're not ready to fight. You're vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. And it says, for ye utterly all her host, thus the slain shall fall in the land of Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. Keep going.
Yeah, they that are thrust through in their streets. It's going to be great wars also in the streets of America. Yeah. The brother posted Kazak Ban Yahawada. He posted Isaiah 19:2. Let's read that. And it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. They're going to be fighting one another. And there's a spirit right now of uprising against the tyrannical draconian system of America through the constitutional rights. Mm-hmm. You got American citizens telling cops to fuck off, going to town hall, asking for the mayor, council meetings, stepping in, expressing their rights, listening to public servants and what they're doing. Because according to the Constitution, the American people have the right to alter or abolish the current government and set up a new one. So what's that? 2nd Ezra 16.
Yeah.
They shall not regard kings nor princes. Every city has a prince and every state has a king, and ultimately the king being the president, but you have governors over each state, all right? Mayors over each city. In each city, in each state, there's an issue and there's a problem. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to officially cancel your constitutional rights and bring in martial law, and they're going to break down your beautiful United States into 10 FEMA regions. Let's get that in Revelations. Oh, you got something, brother?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, get that first and then go Rev,
It's 2nd Ezra 15
I get Rev.
and verse 16. I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says,
Do what you
"Woe
got
to the," it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." Meaning what? Destruction, mourning, woes. It says, "For the sword and their," "for a sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another."
It said their sword and destruction draweth nigh.
Yeah.
So it's like the angel got that sword, and he's before, it's like he's at the bat. You ever see a batter?
Yep.
He kind of stretches it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the right now, the judgment is the wind up right now.
Right, exactly.
And then as soon as the rivers, he says, let it go.
Boom.
Out of this field, man.
Right.
Out of the park.
That's right.
It's gonna be a grand slam. Thank you, man.
For real. Great judgment.
Yep.
And it says, "And one people shall stand up to fight against another."
Yeah, these people. You have Democrats, Republicans.
Yep.
Okay. You have conservatives, liberals. Right. Democrats right now are for the Mos and Sodom. The Republicans are more Bible Belt, if you will, more patriotic, fascist, really fascist. Patriotic.
Left wing, right wing.
Left wing, right wing. And then what else you got? Oh, you're gonna have certain people band together for their constitutional rights. Other people gonna band together for the rights of the government. So you're gonna have the anti versus the acceptors.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see the division. Okay, it's already divided. All right, it's already divided. You got certain federal judges that are stopping state governors. That's a problem. So you could have certain states that want to secede from America and go around federal funding to keep the state alive. Mm-hmm. You see? So look at Texas. I believe it has its own power grid. So Texas is a state that could actually disassociate itself from America if it wanted to. The NRA wants to move to Texas. So get ready to see more states become independent.
Yeah.
All right. That's how you had the Declaration of Independence. 13 independent states united together under the Constitution against draconian Britain. So Britain's back.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Verse 16.
Hey, I tell you what, eighth grade social studies is very edifying.
Hell yeah.
And you're seeing that spirit of that knowledge come back now.
That's right.
You can't just be in this thing and say Esau's the devil. All right. You got to understand prophecy on a political level, legislation, decrees, sanctions. You look at right now, like no man knows a time, hour, or day, but guess what? We looking for December 3rd because that's when the shutdown extension ends. That's when the debt deficit deadline ends. There's January 4th is when there's certain laws and regulations that are taking place that you should be aware of, that through prophecy, regardless, are going to come to pass. But we're seeing certain important dates according to his system. You got Mayor Lovely Warren in Rochester. She's leaving in a couple months. Yeah. So who are they going to push in? The Cuomo left in New York, so they brought Kathy in. And then who was the other dude that just left? But Eric Adams is now in. There's a dude by the name of Eric Adams. What is he? Let me look him up. But either way, he's pushing for digital currency. Then you got Miami. All right. You got Miami pushing digital currency. Mm-hmm. Okay. Transitioning you over. So that's why I'm saying you need to be aware of what's going on a ground level so you can mirror it with the scriptures. You can't just say the MOTB is the MOTB. You got to bring out current information.
Facts. Because
he can't just be like, all right, we're in America. Here, now you got it. He's got to bring out laws with it.
That's right.
Legislation. Yeah. He's in a box.
The facts.
Right.
The articles.
Yep. And let me just look up Eric Adams so I'm not misquoting. Either he's the new mayor or a governor. So let's see. But you got it. I'm just looking it up.
Yep. Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men.
Oh, he's the Brooklyn borough president. So damn, each borough's got a president.
Man, I didn't know that.
This shit is confusion, bro. So but he's bringing in the what's it called? Digital currency. Mm-hmm. But you keep reading. I just want to. Real quick. It says Eric Adams backs NYC cyber wallet for city workers. So there you go, man.
Cyber wallet.
So look at everything.
Wow.
Everything, you know.
Slowly but surely, man.
Eric Adams wants Bitcoin payments as NYC mayor.
Oh, wow.
Then you just had this Jake rapper get signed in Bitcoin.
Wow,
Let me look that up for you. Yep.
Man.
Real quick, and then we'll dive right back into all that. Dumbass rapper.
Fucking Bitcoin?
In Isaiah 6 and 9, you know, rapper gets signed with
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Let's put that. Let's just put Bitcoin. Let's see. They should call it chip coin.
That'd be some shit they did.
Look at this. 8 minutes ago. This is the Holy Spirit. Look, 8 minutes ago. Meek Mill wants to be paid in Bitcoin, following rapper Money Man.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing stuff like that.
Yeah, someone named Money Man. Rapper Meek Mill is bent on getting his next record deal paid in Bitcoin. See why so many rappers are getting into cryptocurrency?
No,
because no, they don't know. Esau's making them do that to get Jake on it. They're pushing you in that realm. They want you to show that you should transition now. I got my Bitcoin. Now I got, you see, I'm on that digital. No more. Now it's no more foreign. Now it's all digital. Digital is the new sign of wealth. You see, Esau's pushing them to get the Bitcoin so that they can get everyday average Jakes like us. You see? So it's here, man.
Crazy.
It's here, bro. But you got it.
Back in 2 Ezra 15, verse 16, and it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another."
Right. Keep going.
Excuse me. They shall not regard their kings nor princes.
Right. Fuck off. I knew my rights. I know my rights.
Yep.
You're a corrupt mayor.
Harassing me.
You're harassing me. Get out of here. Where's your sergeant? Give me your supervisor. I'm filing a complaint on you. And what's their name? I need to speak to the chief, please. Are you this?
Yep.
I need a meeting with the mayor. I've already emailed. These are the statements that people are saying to their public officials, from the police to the security to the public servants in the public buildings, that they're saying, "Where's your muzzle? Show proof of this. Give me your ID." And they're like, "I don't need to. I'm an American." So you can see the division happening on a ground level, okay? Right in front of us, you see?
And it says, "And the course of their actions shall stand in their power."
Why? Because their power, they've been given power through their constitutional right. This is anarchy. Now you don't have an active police force. 13,000 resign. Fire department on sick leave.
Yep.
See, all this thing is coming to a head. You got rappers pushing digital currency from their handlers. You got other handlers pushing a vibration of sedition over here. You got agents set up to bring in sedition there. You know, because you don't know the insiders. You know, some of these guys you may watch going out. They're set up. You know, because remember, Esau will also put he'll send soldiers to help a coup in another country. And then it's like 38 militias get arrested and 2 Navy SEALs. Why the fuck is 2 U.S. Navy SEALs being arrested in a coup out in, Barcelona?
Right.
Because that's all Esau's plan. Esau's got all these things that he's tacking in, okay?
Well, that was it.
That was it?
Yep.
All right, now let's jump to, so that sedition, that prophecy is going to lead to the government doing what? The government is going to fight back against its people, trying to overtake and outrun them, like they did in January 6th. Okay, the state capitol.
Yep.
That was a protected constitutional activity. Did you know that? This is why they only got 3 years for rioting a federal building. Why? One of them got, not all of them. One man got 3 years. A federal building? So what are they not telling the rest of the American people?
That's legal.
Why did the 3 Edomites got brushed under the rug? They were going to kidnap their own mayor. Because according to their constitutional right, they can alter or abolish the standing government. See, this is what they're not telling you. But this is what the Bible's explaining. But now we know it on a more physical level according to his laws. You see? Now when that takes place, 2 Ezra 9, the uproars. When the uproaring takes place and the uproars get worse and the uproars can't be controlled, then they shall declare what? Martial war like law. Let's look that up too. When the martial law is declared, I believe the Constitution they cancel it.
Oh,
let me look it up.
man.
Yeah, but read that if you want to start at 1.
Yep. This 2 Esdras 9 and verse 1, and it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And how we doing that? By right here, these articles, by constantly being watchmen, constantly feeding the sheep of the Lord, and constantly warning, the believers, And it says, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, and he's doing it right now by earthquakes, by pestilences, okay, because everything is being done through Yahweh Shema Shai. This is the Most High's movie, okay, and it says, verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people and the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Right, man. Because why? Because everything has been declared, in the beginning. Okay, the words of the Most High has been written down, in the beginning. Okay, and it says, verse 5: for like as all that is made in the world had the beginning and the end is manifest. And how do we know that? By prophecy. Okay, us constantly going into these articles and bringing forth this information proves that Esau's rulership is coming to a complete stop. All right, and you want to keep going, right?
You read the uproars?
Yeah, I read that.
Right.
Read it again.
Yeah, just that part.
Yep. Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then
right. Yep. Finish it off.
Then shall they well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the beginning. From the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Right. And then when that happens over here, like in other places, they're going to have to declare martial law to gain order back to the states or cities that this uproar may take place. And they're going to have to do that by the National Guard. Mm-hmm. But remember, your constitutional right says you have freedom of peaceful assembly. But there's no mention of martial law written in your constitution. Right. So Esau made a loophole. Like, you can have your constitutional rights, but right now we need to declare martial law to gain order,
right? And
that's going to conflict. So that's actually confusion. Mm-hmm. How can you say I have the rights to peaceful assemble, but then you brought the military to tell me to lock in? That's contradiction. So they're gonna butt heads and they're gonna fight. Yeah. No church in a while.
Really?
So it says what does the Constitution say about martial law? Although the U.S. Constitution makes no specific provision for the imposition of martial law, nearly every state has a constitutional provision authorizing the government to impose martial law. So you as a citizen may have a constitutional right, but you as a citizen are a citizen in the state, and that state has said that we can constitute martial law. So it's perfect, baby. It's here. You see that, brother? It's here. It's here. So that fucking proves each state is a prison house. It ain't just state prison. Each state is a prison, man. Each state that you're in each state and city is a damn prison, man.
Captivity.
It's a captivity, It's a captivity.
Come on, man.
Man. So let's get ready to hit the head. Now let's read, I'll read it, Revelations 11 and 13. So and you can get Jeremiah 30 and 7, no day like it. No day like what? They're going to shut down America to 10 regions? Right?
Come on,
so that's going to be war. So it says, Revelation 11 and 13, and the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. Now, why does the Bible say that the 10th part of the city? Because according to FEMA, America is broken down into 10 FEMA regions, and each region has a director or a general from the military that will shadow that region. Look at the movie Siege. The movie Siege, Bruce Willis was given authority over New York City.
Yep.
He was given authority, man. And he was locking everybody up, even FBI people and their children. And niggas was just divided in fences and cages on the football fields. So they're going to lock everybody up and everybody down. But then you're going to have a sedition because other men are going to be in the spirit of hell no, we won't go.
Mhm.
No justice, no peace. And they're going to have to fight against their own branches, man. And then you got war breaking out. So you're going to have civil war here in Babylon and world war outside of Babylon with involving Babylon and the 10 horns who hate the whore of Babylon. So this, don't bet your bottom dollar on Babylon.
I got it right here, actually. I'm showing
Chicago.
the 10 and FEMA regions, you can see it. And I read it after. Yep.
That's the 10th, that's the look. The 10th part of the city fell. So America's gonna be broken into 10 parts when the nukes come. You know? So technically, let me see it. So technically they can't say, they could. They would say they can't say Texas has fallen. They're gonna have to say Region 6.
Right, yep.
You know?
Region 6. You want that?
What they had? District 9.
Yep, yeah.
In the movie,
Mhm.
District 9.
Yep.
You know?
I remember that.
I'll finish it. It says, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, a complete number. And look at, and the remnant were affrighted because they're going to be delivered as the nukes are coming down. And it says, and gave glory to the Most High of heaven. You see?
Right.
So there you go. You got that?
St. Jeremiah 30:7. I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, ask ye now and see whether a man do travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail? Right?
Oh my God.
Tripping out.
Right?
For real. And all faces are turned into paleness.
Yep.
Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it.
Oh, the record high. This is a record. This never happened.
Yep.
Never had this many homicides. We've a record low employment.
Yeah.
World record shortage.
Mhm.
You know, all these new things. Hey, America's breaking the Guinness Book of World Records right now. In economic, financial, everything. Pricing. This has never been this high.
Yep.
I've never seen this been done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are losing it, man.
For real, man. It's gonna get worse too.
Right.
And it says it is even the time of Jacob's trouble.
Oh, yeah.
But guess what? But not only Jacob, it's gonna be Esau trouble too. Edomite trouble.
Yeah.
You know, because this is gonna be their demise of America going down.
Yep.
And
the Lord's gonna throw all the judgment He's done to His people, you know, into one landmass.
Mhm.
You know, because you had us in slavery in Egypt, but then you had judgment when we were in Babylon,
Right.
and then you had during the Greeks, and then what happened with the Romans. So like all those things that were stretched out in a time period are gonna come collectively on one. Boom, you know, like how in the days of Noah, the Lord opened up the rivers,
Yep.
you know, the water, and it flooded. So He's gonna flood this land, which is not this earth, with nothing but just judgment all at once. All at once, judgment, man.
Ooh.
You know.
And
And don't forget the spiritual judgment that's coming on this place too, man.
Yeah.
You know.
And it says it is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he, meaning the elect,
Yeah.
shall be saved out of it.
There you go. But the elect shall be saved out of it. The elect's gonna eat. My servants shall eat, but you shall be frightened. You know, they shall run as sparks among the stubble. Standard shall be lifted up. You know, so there's so many scriptures that comfort us even in this time of woe is me. And now we can't have that woe is me because through faith been given for us being saved through grace. All right, and having that faith, we know that great things are coming for us. But while greater judgment is coming for them, you know, these are the times that we're living in. All right, where the testing, hey, like in school, you only tested things out, you know, for so long till you had to do the final.
Right.
You know what I mean? You only go to practice so long till you play the game. You know, you get enough time in. Now it's time to execute it. You know, what they say, practice makes perfect.
Right.
Well, the weak is saying they're strong through practicing for perfection of destruction. A great destruction will be perfected in the near and dear future. All right, we're going to see the perfection of prophecy in the near and dear future. Two major prophecies we're looking for, and we can clearly see the destruction. So now we're looking for the MOTB. Now you should be keeping your eye on the dollar, you know, the digital currency, the push for it, these states that are bringing in legislation that's being pulled, you know, insiders bringing this in. It's all coming down the pike in a beautiful fashion. You got any closing precepts?
Actually, I have one pertaining to China, and I have one more after that.
Okay.
This Isaiah 13 and verse 4, because you want to keep in mind that this is all, you know, being done by the Most High. You know, it says Isaiah 13 and verse 4. It says, "The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustered the host of the battle." And the word muster basically means to prepare or to like assemble. Now, if you go down to the second part of the article about China testing missiles, it says warship mock-ups built in preparation for war with the U.S. So they're getting prepped to go to war, you know, with the virgin daughter of Babylon. But this all being mustered by Yahweh Shema Shai, because the Lord is what? A man of war,
Right?
The God of war,
Right.
And one more scripture, 2 Ezra 16. I'm gonna start at 37 and go to verse 40, and it says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack." You know, the plague of famine, the plague of pestilence, earthquakes, or what else? Destruction. Okay, fire. You know,
Yep.
these are all plagues that are going to happen. Jacob's trouble. You know, verse 38. "As when a woman with child in the 9th month bring forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains could pass her womb."
And you got women having dreams of birthing pains. You know,
Yeah.
having dreams of being in labor.
Mhm.
Why? Because the Lord is sending those spiritual dreams out. That's labor. You're witnessing labor pains right now. You know, you know, that's no justice, no peace. You know, that's we won't go. That's all. That's her doing her ketos or whatever they call it.
Yep.
You know,
it says, "Could pass the womb, which pains when the child come forth, they slack not a moment." And just like that, the fires, you know, the fires are being sent out. You know, the fanners are just going to keep increasing.
Yep.
You know, verse 39. "Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side." Meaning what? Everywhere you see, everywhere you go is going to be straight judgment during Jacob's trouble.
Yeah.
All right, it's not going to be no escape unless you're part of the elect. Verse 40 says, "O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth."
Yep.
You know, just like the movie, the Book of Eli or The Road is going to be just like that, or I Am Legend.
Yep.
You know, there's going to be some brothers, you know, that's going to be pilgrims. You know,
we had to flee out of Egypt before.
Exactly.
Physically. You know, you had to run.
That's right. You know, but keep in mind that Yahweh Shema Shai is your guide, and He's with us wherever we go.
Yes,
you
right.
know?
Yeah.
That was it.
All right, so Lord's will, you brothers and few sisters, you're edified through the Spirit as we were. And we just want to say, call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect and the Lord's elect alone. With that being said, Shalom.